Good morning. Okay, another one from the van today. Thanks for all your comments, by the way, on all the other previous van build videos I've been putting up. I've just been kind of scratching them together, grabbing the camera when I can. I would film some of the stuff that I do, but it just takes so long setting everything up. So I think this kind of quick and dirty sort of progress report style is the way I'm going to stick with things. And it also helps me to sort of mull over my ideas as well as they're happening. Like, for example, today we're going to start work on designing the kitchen unit. Originally I was going to build the bed first, but actually I figured if I get the kitchen unit done first, then I can build it and actually have some space to maneuver, because if I've got a massive great big bed there, it's just going to be in the way. So I shall worry about that after the kitchen unit's done. Now I've got to kind of deep dive now into ideas. I've got some of the bits in from the house just to kind of help me visualize what's going on and how this is all going to work. I needed to figure out whether the gas bottle was going to fit, because that's essentially where the gas bottle is. Well, the plan was for the gas bottle to go there. I want to make the kitchen unit as minimal as possible. Now at the moment I've got a 15-inch sort of width on it, and I think 15 will cover me for most things. I've decided with the water system I'm literally going to use jerry cans, and also I need a drop out vent for the gas bottle, so I need to get under the van and see whether there is any blank space under there under which, or in which, I can put a small round hole, and that's just purely a safety thing. So yeah, I have to take all these things into account and plan ahead. Now once I've got all my services in there, I may still have a little bit of space for some shelving, but that comes as a secondary thing. But for now I just need to prioritize housing the things that are required within this unit. But yeah, definitely on the water front I'm actually downsizing, because I used to have a 30-litre water tank, a big jerry can. It was a pig to carry because it was so heavy, and whenever I got home I'd always end up throwing away about 20 litres of water. So what I'm going to do is just have like a 10-litre or a 12-litre water jerry can, and if I need more water I'll have one or two spares probably stuck in the garage, so I can tap on those, or ideally if I go camping there'll always be water on hand anyway. I know if we go to Damon's place, I think you can buy a key, and they've got water supplies on the canal, so you can actually go up and get fresh water from the canal if you have to. So there's always ways around it. But yeah, so it's a bit of a brainstorming day today, just trying to get things absolutely finalised, absolutely right before I start going ahead and cutting things. I've also got to put some furniture board together. I bought furniture board which is only 600mm tall. It's really hard to get hold of the bigger stuff. So at one point, the main front fascia of this is going to be two pieces of furniture board stuck together, after which I will coat them in a laminate. But it's getting 15mm plyboard to stand end on end together. I bought a biscuit joiner. I have been advised it's not a good idea to try to do furniture board with a biscuit joiner, but I may use it just purely to line it up, and then I'm going to brace it from behind. But then of course I've got to get I've got to figure out where the doors are going to go, because obviously that will determine where the braces are going to go. And if I'm looking at a tambour door, what I was actually thinking was a tambour door sort of just roughly in the middle of this unit, in which I can generally access most things. Don't know, brain's going like crazy at the moment, just trying to figure this stuff out. So leave it with me, I will figure it out, and when I come up with a final design, I'll let you know. So when I first set out, the plan was to, if I need to do any woodwork and the weather's a bit bad, I'll do it in the conservatory. But obviously I've moved out of the van. I needed a place to put all the stuff that I took out of the van, and hence my whole conservatory is overrun with stuff. So I think the only thing I'm going to be able to do is, even if I'm cutting wood between showers, that's what I'm going to have to do. If I can keep my power tools maybe just ready to go and just coiled up on the extension lead in here in the dry, I can keep my workbench just popped into the shed there. And then if I need to do a cut, obviously keep an eye on the weather. If it's like today, it's kind of rainy and sunny, it wouldn't take me more than a couple of minutes just to put out the horses and the the bench, lay the piece of wood down and cut it, and then I can do all the measuring out, I can do all the drawing on the wood in here. Anyway, I'll make it work. So right now I'm going to attempt to cut out this template, and I'm going to go and test fit that in the van, see what it looks like. Now you can see the furniture board I'm using is just basic white furniture board. This is not going to be the final colour. The actual final colour will be a laminate that I will stick over the finished thing, and it will look a lot better than just this plain white stuff. So the plan is I'm going to cut the pieces of furniture out first, and then when I'm ready to put them together, I will laminate it first and then put them all together. And hopefully it should look really good, obviously with all the necessary doors and things properly edged. It should look hopefully quite good. That's the first board in place, and it's a pretty good fit. I've just cut it out using the template. Now, as far as doors and trimming goes, I will do that last. At the moment, I just want to get the basic structure parts made. So next up is, I think I'm going to do the front fascia. I just basically got to make a decision on the length that I want this work surface. Okay, so here's some new and interesting ideas that have sort of surfaced while I've been doing this. I've just marked out some actual measured lines as to what would be involved were I to have the microwave here. This would be the microwave cupboard. This would the microwave would be here out to the front here, and it's longer than I envisaged, which makes the work surface a lot, or needs to be a lot longer. So I'm wondering if I need to go back to the drawing board and maybe not have the microwave up here, but there are various pockets under there which would accommodate the microwave. Let me have another little think and see if I can come up with a final decision. But this is why it's always good to visualize it. I'm a visual person. If you show me a diagram, I mean, I can read the diagram, but I struggle to visualize it in my head. It's only when I kind of see it in the 3D space itself that I can visualize what it is I'm trying to build here. And yeah, now I've actually put the actual measurements on the van and visualized, what it's all about. I may need to change the plan. So it could be less problematic all the way round. Like I say, to have the microwave down there, then make this shelving system narrower, which frees up more space for the work surface and means I don't have to have such a long work surface, which means I could get my 2 seats there. Yeah, I'm gonna set about this with some more tape and see what we can come up with. Okay, I've had a bit of a ponder and I've had a little change around. So instead of putting the microwave up there, I'm just going to have a small system of shelving there, which would be really useful. And I can see that as being my most used shelves, and they're at kind of a nice high up level as well. The microwave can go there. Obviously that's the sink again. And I just need a little, I can put a shelf here. This will be sealed off where the heater is. But that would mean I'd have a little sort of a cubby hole there. I'd have like space for a shelf there. But yeah, this is resonating with me more than the original design of having the microwave up there. I think in hindsight, now I've seen it in 3D in the real world with my own eyes, I think this arrangement will work fine. And having the microwave at this height will be fine. There's no problem there. Yeah, I think I'm definitely leaning towards doing it this way. I'll carry on pondering, go and have a cup of tea, and come back to you with my final decision. Oh, isn't that typical? I just went in to have a little think, make a cup of tea, and I realised my van wouldn't lock. For some reason, my key had suddenly stopped working. Further investigation, like the little button had stopped working on the inside the cab. Put my key in the ignition, and nothing was working right. It was making all these weird fizzing noises, and the lights were on and off, and I couldn't start, it wouldn't turn over. Through process of elimination, I've just realised my main van battery has just died. So I'm going to have to go off and find myself a new one. I was thinking of calling the RAC out, but now I've sussed out what it was. Because I actually got one of my leisure batteries out there on a pair of jump leads and everything started working again. So my battery has died. Now the battery is the original one that came with the van. It's getting on towards 5 years old, and we've just started getting a little bit colder weather. Literally overnight, it was a little bit chilly last night compared to the mild weather that we've been having. And also, I've disconnected the solar panels from the roof, so they were obviously keeping the main engine battery topped up, and now it's like I say, it's just died. So I'm going to have to stop what I'm doing for the rest of the day and nail down one of these batteries. Hopefully I can get one on the next day delivery, although I've not actually got to go anywhere for a day or two. But I've had a look and it's a fairly simple swap out. The only thing that slightly concerns me is whether or not I have to keep a 12-volt supply going while I change the battery over. I'm pretty sure on those Renaults you don't, but I will make inquiries before I do it. So anyway, I'm going to wind up this video because I can't see me doing any more construction work today. But I'm sure this video is probably quite long as well anyway. But I will carry on as soon as I can with the build. But that's it for this video. So thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the day. Do feel free to leave your comments in the notes below. Any ideas you might have while I'm still in this designing stage. But until the next video, thanks for watching and take care.